and welcome to my channel about living in Colorado and moving to Colorado. We're going to be covering Westminster and what you need to know. Let's get into it. Martineau, also known as the Real Estate Gal. If this is your first time watching this channel, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time I release a video, which is twice a week. I'm covering things to do around town in the Denver metro area, places to look if you're living here, looking to buy or relocate, neighborhoods, cities, and to best keep you informed. And as mentioned, I am a licensed real estate agent in this state, so if you need help with buying, selling, or anything in between, I'm your gal and would love to help you, so you gotta reach out with my contact information, which is below. Call, text, or email, whatever is best for you. So we're gonna be covering the municipality of Westminster today. First off, we're gonna talk about the pronunciation for it. It is Westminster. There's a lot of people that I hear say, I live in Westminster. And it's like, well, if you look at the spelling, they're adding an additional I, which I guess if you go for the route of realtor, it's not realtor, it's realtor, just like Westminster. It is located about 20 minutes away from downtown Denver Metro, and it is right in between Boulder and Denver. Last week, we talked a little bit about Arvada. Westminster and Arvada are next door neighbors to each other. And so similarly of what I said in that last video, if you're working up north, such as Erie, Thornton, Firestone, Greeley, Loveland, and you want to be a little bit closer to the Denver area, Westminster is a great location. Or if you're in Boulder or love to go to the mountains, you are on the west side of I-25, and commute is going to be a little bit easier than it would be if you were on the east side or more south. Westminster is made up of about 116,000 residents and has so many things to offer. Along US 36, there is a commuter bike trail. There are 115 miles of hiking trails. They are improving infrastructure faster than other areas. One of the projects they're working on right now is they're creating an underpass to connect RTD 36 and the Sheridan Station. One thing that I love about Westminster is that they have a really big online presence with so many resources, and it's up to date. It's easy to read, super informative. They have a newsletter called the Westy Word, and a good example of how much information they have service requests, when taxes are due, updates on road construction. They have a ton of information about libraries. There are 2 libraries in Westminster, and then in addition to that, there are 3 kiosks that look like those giant vending machines that have books that people can check out. With the libraries, there are a ton of different resources there for kids, storytelling, teens, adults, classes, resources if you're job searching. In addition to the libraries, Westminster also has rec centers and community centers. So I would say that community is such a big thing, and it definitely is highlighted on their websites that list all these different resources. A really cool thing that they offer as well is a scholarship program. So with some of these rec centers and community centers as well as libraries, you do need some sort of membership or pass that you can purchase. But if you can prove that you are maybe laid off from your job or just not in a good place financially, you can apply for some scholarships and get half off those membership fees. Places to check out if you are looking into Westminster is the Westminster Station. It's designed to be the next gathering spot for community and creativity. It's right off of Highway 36. There's also a light rail stop and a couple RTD bus station stops too. If you've seen in some of my other videos, I talk about Martineau, which is an art district. The Westminster Station kind of has similar vibes to that, with beautiful murals that are around, and there's also a lot of creative expression. They promote a lot of nonprofits that promote art, immersive art classes and experiences, empowering creativity, and there's a whole ton of artists that are featured on their website as well. Another spot to check out, or might be a good hangout spot, is Run Westy Run. It is a food truck park that has rotating food trucks, and there are some repurposed shipping containers that are housing some frequent food vendors, such as Simply Pizza vendor, which will be there all year round, and then Fridays and Saturdays, they feature a local coffee shop. Another really cool coffee place that just got named the top coffee place in all of Colorado is Sweet Bloom Coffee. I love going around to different coffee places, not just supporting the big chain restaurants or chain coffee places, but trying new local coffees, and typically their beans tend to be a little bit better as well. A couple of my favorites that aren't necessarily located in Westminster are Huckleberry Roasters, Corvus Coffee, Blue Sparrow. The Bordeaux coffee shops are always a really great place because they're open super late. I believe they might even serve alcohol. But if you need a place away from home or away from the office that you can still be on your laptop, I believe they're open till about 10 o'clock. And one of my personal favorites is Brew Culture Coffee that's right on Colfax. It's one of a kind, and so are some of these other ones too. So I'm gonna have to check out Sweet Bloom Coffee. The ambiance looks great, and of course if they won a great award, it's gotta be good coffee. Westminster is kind of a funky shape, so if you go further north, you're gonna find the Orchard Shopping Center that has a ton of different retail shops. There's been an influx of people that are moving to Westminster for a couple different reasons. An Amazon warehouse just got located to Thornton, which has helped with the Westminster population boom, as well as St. Anthony North Medical Campus, which has primary and specialty care, a surgery center, labor and delivery, and a level 3 trauma center. So that's brought a ton of people that are either visiting or moving here because they are employed there, or maybe their significant other is employed there. And with increased population, you just have to have more shopping, restaurants, dining, and more homes being built. And one more place that you have to check out if you're visiting is the Butterfly Pavilion. The Butterfly Pavilion is the first standalone accredited nonprofit invertebrate zoo in the world and a leader in invertebrate knowledge, inspiration, and connection. There are a ton of different species, and they're all about educating and preserving different species from going extinct. This is an outdoor pavilion, and it's definitely a can't miss if you're in Westminster. There is a downtown Westminster that has a couple activities or places to go, such as Bolero. I can never say that. Bolero.
Olo.
It's hello.
Oh. Hello? Like that?
Bolero, which is a bowling alley that has food and beer, some arcade games. There's also the Alamo Draft House, which has a speakeasy inside called Pandora's Box. And then they have a full menu as well. So you can get your drink, your food, and then go watch a new movie, or I did see some movies that were from a couple years ago that they're airing as well. They are the comfy seats that recline. And honestly, theaters these days, I feel like should have the comfy seats. Because with all the technology that we have these days, why would you go to a theater if you have the comfort of your own home, unless they can provide some sort of experience that is a little bit more elevated? So those are two great places for date night or to take the kiddos. There's also a historic Westminster. It's only 2 square miles, and it has that kind of historic feel to it from when Westminster was originally established in the 1800s. It officially became a city in 1911. But I personally love when towns have those little historic spots that you can feel the history in. All right, so where is there to live in Westminster? If you're not ready to buy yet, there are a lot of apartment-style accommodations to take a peek at. At the Westminster Station that I was mentioning before, there is affordable urban living, so you feel that you're in a smaller downtown without the foot traffic from tourists that are coming in just to visit the city or to bar hop of what you would see essentially in Rhino or downtown Denver. There's also a lot of apartment complexes in downtown Westminster. And then in the remainder of Westminster, you're gonna find a ton of single family homes with larger yards, garages. There are gonna be ranches, bi-level, tri-level, 2-story. There's so much variety, and they're still building. There's a lot of builders that are gravitating towards Westminster based off of the land. And so Westminster is still developing in certain areas. So they're building the infrastructure in the new builds. So there's a lot of homes that date back to the 1900s, and there's a lot of new homes being built. So whatever you fancy, you're most likely going to find it in Westminster. And then in those newer newer communities, you're gonna find a lot of modern amenities such as community pools, swimming pools, fitness centers, parks, gathering spaces. Now, in terms of price point, Denver Metro and Westminster are very similar in price point, but you're gonna get a little bit more bang for your buck in Westminster. So with an average price point over the last 3 years of $573,000 for a single family home, or if you're looking for attached style, such as a townhome or a condo, the average price point is about $375,000. So as of April 1st, when I am filming this video of 2023, there is 167 active listings in Westminster. So when you think about the 116,000 residents that are in Westminster, depending on the exact location, there might be a high demand because there is very little supply. Now, if you're curious on what is going on in a certain pocket neighborhood or just a city in general, I have an amazing report that has heat maps to it where it shows demand, how many days on market homes are active for. There's all sorts of different statistics. So you gotta reach out to me if you're interested in a specific neighborhood. And it doesn't have to just be Westminster, it can be in the Denver Metro. So I'm gonna put my contact information here below. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to send that report over to you. And then if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified the next time I release a video, which is twice a week. And we'll be on to the next neighborhood later this week. See you then.